closer look at iPhone 12 with 5G. It has an all-new design that's simply stunning. It has smooth, flat edges, allowing the aluminum frame and glass to stay flush, front and back, creating this unique, uniform construction. iPhone 12 was designed with 5G in mind.
5G. Let's get into it.
I'm free. Can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out.
Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to Mike P Makes. So before we get into the news about the new iPhone, first let's go over the HomePod Mini. So finally, Apple releases a HomePod at a reasonable price. It's going to be a super good speaker. Here's a picture of it if you haven't seen it. I actually really like the design. The circular shape's pretty sick, and I'm sure it's gonna have great audio. I personally use the Bose Revolve or whatever it's called. It's a little bit more expensive, about double the price. And if you can get the same audio quality out of something like that straight from Apple, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna jump on it. Now it has smart stereo, which is pretty awesome. So if you have multiple in a house, it'll know when they're in the same room and give you stereo speakers. You can even do the cool thing that Android's been doing for a long time with Google Home. That is the ability to do an intercom system and let everyone know in your house, like your home or something like that. They've added a few new features to it where it really strengthens Siri. I just don't think it's there yet. I've been using Google Home a lot more lately, and it's so quick and easy, especially with my lights and all my other smart home products. Turn off my vibration because that's being super annoying. So it works with all my other smart home products much quicker and much more reliably. So I don't know what they're doing there, but at least they finally got it. The other thing that Apple finally added is routines. Now those routines work kind of exactly how they do in Alexa and Google for the past year or two, where you can set up on a keyword such as good morning or something like that for you to get a set of information like possibly the weather, maybe the traffic to work, and then play a radio that you might like. So all things that are super awesome that they've added, but they talked about them like they were the founders of the ideas, and they're far from it. And that being that, $99 for the HomePod Mini. I believe the last one started at $299. That's crazy. And this one should be much better. So get it and let me know. There's also this cool feature where you bring the iPhone close to it. It kind of hands off the ability to change the music to your iPhone. Pretty sick. It's really useful if you have multiple people in a room and want to change the song. So that should be cool also. So if you're in the market for a smart speaker around the $100 mark, I really don't think there's any strong competition to the HomePod Mini. So go get one. All right, now on to the iPhones.
I'm free. Can't nobody take me here and
Wide camera with fastest color throughout the scene. LiDAR scan, an incredible pro camera system powered by computational.
So the first iPhone we get is the iPhone 12. Not much to blow your mind here. We actually got a crap ton of leaks the day of, which is pretty insane. Apple's usually a lot tighter lipped on that, but we already knew about the Pacific Blue color coming on the Pros and the regular model. We knew about the iPhone 12 mini, and we knew that they would probably be doing the smallest size and the biggest size at a later release date for pre-orders. And we were right on all that. So the first major change on the iPhone 12 is 5G. Now I know. 5G's been around for a while. Android phones are already doing it. Apple was falling behind, but it seems like they're finally getting their act together just in time for the big carriers in the US at least to start rolling out this new 5G technology. Now it is being said that the iPhones will have all three antennas for the long range, the mid range, and the high band, ultra, I believe Verizon's calling it ultra wideband millimeter wave frequencies, up to 4 gigabits per second. That's incredibly awesome. I would love to see that sometime before 2025. So right now, currently, with the 5G in Miami, if you didn't know, that's where I am. I get about 100 megabits per second. Great, incredible. Where I'm from in Central Florida, that's much better than even a lot of the Wi-Fi you can get out there. So it's really a big game changer when things like Stadia and Xbox Game Pass are coming out. So that being said, iPhone doesn't support any of that. Still no Game Pass, still no Stadia. And they did push for games. They did a whole big thing on League of Legends, and I thought that was really cool until I noticed it's a mobile version of the game, and it's going to be on Android too, so I'm not quite sure where they were getting at there. But there are a few other things that are pretty nice on the hardware itself. Finally, gone are the days of the XR and the 11 screen being under 1080p. We're greeted on both the Mini and the 12 models with a much better Super Retina XDR display, both in OLED, so that's a huge upgrade from what they were giving us before. The only reason I'm a little not the happiest about it is because it really seems like they kind of shortchanged us in the past few generations just to kind of give it to us now, and that's really the Apple move that we all know. So not the happiest about that, but pumped that it's finally there. The iPhone 12 is also coming in 2 new colors, a Pacific Blue, which does not look as good as the one on the Pro. The back is still that shiny glass and not matted like the Pro models, so it looks very 1990, early 2000s-ish. And the mint green to me is actually the one to go for. The coral or red is super nice, but pick whatever you want. And then perhaps the most noticeable thing on these will be the brand new A14 processor. Now this is a 5nm process, and it is really going to change the way that the phone is able to operate under adverse conditions. The smaller size of the die is actually going to give you much better battery life and make the chip more efficient while also increasing the speeds. Now that's super incredible. The A13 chip is still rivaling the A65 Plus Snapdragon processor that's in the top of the line of Android phones now. And this A14 chip is also going to be the baseline architecture in the new Mac ARM computers. So it's great to see that they're coming out with awesome performance. I just wish that they would give us a little more things to do with that. Now, speaking of things to do, let's move to the Pro models where we get a few more things that have changed. So, the Pro and the Pro Max. Now, the Pro Max has been moved from 6.5 inches to 6.7. The Pro regular staying at that 6.1 of the XR size. That's why we're getting the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro first. They're the same size, so whatever machining they got to do should be a lot easier. And then we'll be getting the Pro Max and the Mini all the way on November 6th. That's how long you have to wait for a pre-order, which means you probably won't get your unit to December, mid, or possibly even around Christmas. So that's unfortunate. I think it's going to push a lot of people to get the smaller size iPhone and possibly even just stick with the 11. The biggest difference between the 12 and the 12 Pro is going to be the camera array on the back. Now finally, Apple has gotten back to where they're offering a different camera module on the smaller and bigger model of the Pro phones. The smaller one will have a 4x telephoto camera, and the larger one will have the 5x telephoto camera. The same exact way the Galaxy line has done it on the S20 and the Note 20 with a 4x camera and a 5x camera. Personally, I like the 5x. It's all much better than 2x. We all knew that if you zoomed in on 1x to 2x, the discoloration or the artifacting is not that much, and you'd really prefer to go somewhere like 5 and get a really different perspective at what you're looking at. So finally they've added it. The other thing they've added is the LiDAR sensor that we've seen in the new iPads. Now, LiDAR is cool. It's very interesting. It can lead to a world of new technologies to be implemented both by consumers and by businesses. The issue with it is that I don't see enough to really make that big of a leap for it, because it's only going to be available in 2 models of the phones and the iPads. So if you are developing something that you'd like to use for maybe a business or for a local coffee shop or something, it would just be unfortunate if they could not even use whatever you were doing because they had an iPhone 11 or a Mini or a 12 regular or even an iPad Pro 2nd generation or 3rd generation where the LiDAR wasn't there. I don't know how much better. I haven't gotten a chance to test out the LiDAR in comparison to AR without it. But if it's as good as they say it is, I worry about the discrepancy from the LiDAR models to the non-LiDAR models. Other than that, I would love to make some sick stuff. At my current job, we've already been talking about some really cool things to make for it, and that's going to be very exciting. But until then, it's kind of more of a gimmicky feature. I like the idea that it's going to help with focusing, but focusing really hasn't been a problem on iPhone, so I'm not sure why they think it's going to be now. So, what do you think about this Apple event? Did it answer the questions that you were asking for? Did they release a thing that you wanted to finally upgrade from your iPhone 8 or 6S or whatever you're still rocking? Personally, this is what I made the switch to. Don't worry, a video will be coming out about it. But this is the Galaxy Note Ultra 20. 5G support, 5x camera, basically all the things that Apple added, plus 120 FPS screen. I think it's the better go-to. Apple didn't even get into all the crazy stuff that's happening with Xbox Game Pass on Android and the ability to play full console games anywhere on the go, especially with 5G that's coming out. I think they're falling behind, personally, for me. But I do still have my iPhone. I don't have it with me, and but I will still develop for it every single day. Now, I just wanted to say thank you everyone for coming. Please check out all my other videos. Leave a like and subscribe. If you're interested in seeing a review on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, make sure you leave a comment below and I'll get to that. And please, please, please stay tuned for the next video. All right, peace.